Hi. Okay. Recording some more. And in the last video I cut out early because it was kind of a longer scene and I didn't really have much to say. I will never do that partway through a video. The only times I will ever do that are at the end, and only in situations that are appropriate. I don't know. I don't know how often I'll do it. I might do it a little more frequently in the portions of the game that are really text heavy, like that Sill scene was. I can picture seeing myself doing that in several Hanoji events and other similar scenarios. I also realized I didn't explain Mouri at all in the last part because I thought I had before. I didn't, so I'll do that at the next opportunity. Go over what the Mouri sisters are all about. And to clarify, in the last video I said that I believe you can possess Motonari in two separate forms. You can have him as a warrior and as his cursed form. A warrior like Kenshin or Daidoji, just a regular warrior unit. So that's how it goes. And this is my first real battle against Houjou. You can see that Daidoji has a really big troop size. Certainly, if you're fighting her at this point in the game like I am, her troop size is huge. That's an enormous troop size. You've probably never seen anything like that. And honestly, in the first playthrough, that's still pretty high up there. You're not going to see troop sizes parallel to that very often, and that is because of her ability. That makes her a unique commander, where she just gathers, whatever the fuck. She just gets lots of troops, and she gets strong because of it. And like, for example, I'll say this because it's kind of relevant. In 5-star difficulty, toward the end of the game, everybody has 9,999 troops. So you're just like, oh fuck, what's going on? And she is not good because her ability isn't useful. Troop size is meaningless. I may reference 5-star and other difficulties later on because you may have an interest in them. I don't know. I have yet to complete 5-star difficulty, but I've gotten far enough into it where I know what I have to deal with, and it's fun. I like it. It's good. I like all difficulties in this game because the different difficulties allow you to approach the game in a different way, I guess. Yeah. Here you can focus on troop sizes, and you can win with blunt actions, you know. I can attack the guard unit up front with my monks and still possibly win. I don't know. What the hell was I doing here? This was not good. Oh well. Another benefit to post-recording is looking at your past actions and criticizing oneself. Yes. Yeah. Expect more of these recordings in this format so I can remedy some of these redundancies in my recordings, because this isn't really meaningful to see a loss like that. Though it was an introduction to Houjou, so it's okay. I let it slide. And here I'm upgrading Yamamoto. She needs it. I put that off for so long. Like, turn 40 isn't really far into the game. It's far enough that starting a new game would be obnoxious. I wouldn't want to do it. But, you know, it's decent. 40 turns is a good investment of time, and I should have people like Isoroku upgraded a little bit more than I do. And so that's what I'm doing here. I believe I upgrade her a lot in this part. And you can see a couple more of her sequences here. And in her own route that you can undertake in alternate playthroughs, she has all the stuff you do. What you're seeing here is, I guess, directly related to her route. I mean, I think you have to do it. You do have to do it. So, yeah, because it's all about her, you gotta learn about her, etc., etc. And in this particular scene, she's just fighting, and Rance is showing how brave he is to her. He's been helping her a lot, and he's been doing things for her in battle, I suppose. And he expects a fuck already, you know? He didn't get a fuck out of her, so that's what he's doing. He's trying to get one of those. He doesn't want to force her, I guess. Just a mood swing for him. Normally, Rance doesn't have a problem with that. Hence war with Houjou, right? Yeah, so I don't know why his mood is different about this girl, but whatever. That's how it goes for her. And Isoroku's route is pretty good. I'm not sure about the time frame. I think Nanjo Ren's is the shortest. If you just go through it, her route is the shortest one. If you don't know Nanjo Ren, you should by now. It's the diviner girl from Houjou. And Isoroku is, her route is, I'm not sure how long it is because the ending is really abrupt. You don't expect the ending of her route to happen. They just throw it at you. And I'm not sure if you've got to do something to trigger it or not. I'll look into it later, and I could probably figure it out with relative ease if I wanted to. But it may be a fast route. I'm trying to think. It might just be based on story completions. No combat, really, because the battles come to you for the most part. You don't have to go out and do anything. It'll all just happen. So that's interesting to point out. This is really one of the only people left for... Oh, back to the scene. I should transition, I should transition with my speech so I don't confuse the audience, right? That's how it's supposed to go. Forgive me. And back in the scene here, this guy still accepts her. She's like, oh, I guess it'll work. He's Japanese, whatever. He's permanently got a pale face, but whatever. I'm sure our child will be beautiful. I mean, look at that. That skin color. It's a big indicator for not healthy. I'd say it's makeup, but look at his ear. You don't put makeup inside your ear. So, what the fuck? Girls are hot, though, when they look like that. Well, no, I mean, not if their whole body was like that. That would be scary. Scary-looking kid. Maybe. No, it'd be fine. Well, then you gotta question whether the eyebrows, the lack thereof, comes with the skin tone. Probably. So, yeah, that's bad all around. Unless someone knows what that's referencing. I see that shit in Japan all the time. Well, historical pictures. And I know that the Miko and geisha had a lot of makeup, but I don't recall any men ever doing that. So if anyone knows, please tell me. I have no idea. And he's pretty inconsiderate of Isoroku. She thinks it's something that she'll just have to deal with because she needs a child so badly. But, Rance comes forth and saves the day. She gets mad at Rance initially, because there are no men left. This is really the last guy, and of course that is Rance's fault. Whatever. She just doesn't want to have a kid with Rance because it wouldn't be a fully Japanese child, which is required to carry on her dynasty, legacy, whatever, family. And Rance actually... I think I went over the magical spell cast on his balls by Syl. I think I've been over that, so there you have it. And this guy's not really important, man in the scene. You don't ever see him again. He's not meaningful. You don't, he doesn't resurface later on as an evil or anything. He's done after this. That's how that is. But, yeah, Yamamoto's really despairing. And I've stated this before in a video where I almost denounced all the female characters for not liking many of them. And it's an exaggeration. I like about half of them quite a bit. And the other half are like Yamamoto where, she's kind of boring. Like, I don't like her personality. I don't really like the way she looks either. Either one, like, if they have a great personality, looks don't matter as much. If they look really nice, the personality is excusable. But I don't really like either of the things she's offering as a character in the game, so I don't give her as much attention as some people would, You pay your favorite characters the most attention, you make them the strongest. Or you make Rance the strongest since he's the main character. Also logical. Yeah. And there are a lot more options to make Rance better than most of the other characters. I mean, you really have to choose. But we're coming to, after all this with Houjou, it's going to be really interesting. A lot of good stuff's going to happen. And, yeah, it's going to be great. The events with Houjou I'm actually thinking about it right now in my head, and I may skip some of the battles that aren't really relevant, but I may not because a lot of story sequences are going to pop up with them. So it would probably be easier to just go with it. And I think that I'll do that. I just said I think that I'll do both things, so that's not really good. That's a good indicator to all of you guys that I don't really know what option I'm going with. When I say that I'm probably going to do both, it could very well mean that I'm not going to do both, Because that's not possible. I have to choose, obviously. And here you can see her abilities. Foot Soldier Snipe, that's 3 times damage to foot soldiers. A friend pointed that out to me as well. My friends have helped point out a lot of really obvious shit because it just flies past me. I don't even notice it. Like, I didn't know she had Yamamoto Sweeping Fire for the longest time. Though I did know about Whirlwind Shot. I just didn't look at both options because I'm a fucking idiot. And anyway, back to what I was saying about the Foot Soldier Snipe. It's 3 times damage. It's actually pretty good. Normally stuff like that isn't good. Like, I wouldn't get Ninja Snipe. I actually wouldn't get Foot Soldier Snipe either because I'm upgrading Yamamoto. She's a unique character with 2 unique skills, and I believe you can get both of them for her, so you should do that. No one else is going to get that for you. So, that's why I give those to her. Obviously. Oh, and here you can see, that's why I waited briefly, because I scouted, and there was Ran. Ran is in her phase right now where she could summon Suzaku against you in the field. So if you were to deploy your troops, they would go out there and Ran might cast a guard Shikigami. Okay. Or she might be like, go Suzaku! And then all of your troops are dead. And that's really shitty. And then you just have to deal with it. And there she is again, twice in a row. I'm not... Like, obviously, I just attacked Houjou, or Houjou attacked me twice. Or maybe I attacked, I don't know, what the fuck. Anyway, she just appeared twice, and they can do that. The main characters can, and some of the other commanders can. Certainly, if you get a army down to 6 commanders and you attack them 6 times on their last territory, those commanders are going to reappear there. That's happened to me several times. And Ran will reappear, main characters will reappear on offense and defense. And, of course, you have to scout Houjou when it's in that phase where she can summon Suzaku, because it's really not a good idea to fight her. You can get away with it. Certainly you can if you annihilate her. If you annihilate her group completely, she's not going to cast the ability. But you've got to go before her, and she has high speed, and diviners usually take priority at the beginning because they have to cast their Shikigami. So if they choose to cast the Shikigami, they're not going to go again until right at the end. That's how that works. In this scene, you can see Tanegashima selling Mouri muskets. And this will happen. Also, if you're fighting Tanegashima and you conquer Tanegashima while you're at war with somebody else, they'll give all of their musket units, so the other group of people that you're fighting. They say, it's not really all of them, it's a good chunk. You'll notice it in combat, and it's a pain in the ass. If you can't handle muskets properly. In early game, you can't. They're very difficult to deal with early game. But here he's giving muskets to Mouri, and you notice it. I think Mouri always has muskets, but if this happens, you see them more frequently. And it's a pain. Sometimes Mouri will conquer Tanegashima, and that's how that works. I'll describe that more when I'm dealing with Akashi, because it's directly related to them. Actually. And, well, I guess it's also related directly to your actions against Tanegashima. So, yeah. And you'll see more of Mouri in the next part. I'm positive about that, so. Yeah.